Welcome back to Everyday Kentucky. On this week's Truck Talk series with H&A Law, lawyer John Hollan joins me now, and we are going to dive into construction zones and how to safely maneuver them.
Thanks again for having us, Madison. It's a pleasure to be on here as always. This is a topic that's really near and dear to me. The things I've dealt with, I'm currently dealing with as far as my clients and our cases. Today in the last 10 years, it never changes. Some of the worst, most horrific crashes I have seen involving semi-trucks, other vehicles, even roadway workers and pedestrians have occurred during or while road work is going on or in construction zones that are actively being worked.
And I feel like anywhere you go right now in Kentucky, there is some sort of construction happening. So how do you stay safe on those roadways, and how do you keep those construction workers safe?
That's a good question. It's one of the reasons I wanted to talk about this today is because we do have active construction, roadway construction going on I-75, Madison County, just south of Lexington, also on I-64 between here and Frankfort and all the way up to Louisville. There was a horrific crash in Woodford County on I-64 on Friday. There was a really severe crash on I-75 a few months ago. It's just such a common theme right now when this roadway construction is happening. So, paying attention. Unfortunately, so many of these cases that I'm involved in, the who's, the what's, and what happened are different, but the why almost always tends to be the same. It's driver distraction, it's speed, it's improper space management. There are lots of rules and regulations pertaining to not only the drivers, but the roadway companies that are doing the work. They are mandated to submit their plan. They are mandated to have a certain number of signs out, warning of stop traffic, slowing traffic, changing roadway patterns, a certain distance and a certain number of times. So, pay attention to those signs, understand when you see those flashing letters, you see those flashing signs, that, someone's life might be in jeopardy if you don't slow down, and, you and your families as well. The case that we see all too often is a stopped vehicle being crashed into by a tractor trailer. You're sitting there 1 second, stopped with your family. A second later, life as you know it could be over. So I always advise clients to, in that situation, try and leave yourself an out. Keep an eye on the rearview mirror. What happens can be devastating, but there are some things you can do to help.
And would you say if you are in that stop traffic during those construction zones, would you give yourself a little more wiggle room between you and the cars in front of you?
Absolutely. We've talked about following distance on here a decent amount, but when too many cases I've seen will be, when traffic's bumper to bumper, not even on an interstate, but even here in town, and when a vehicle gets hit from behind, you're going to go forward. So if you've left yourself a few feet and you go underneath the semi-truck, or bounce off of that into another vehicle, versus maybe not getting pushed into a vehicle or getting pushed to the side, that might give you a chance of survival or even minimal injuries in some cases.
So if someone's watching this and them or their family has recently been involved in one of these crashes, how do they get in contact with you or your law firm, or even see some of these past cases you've handled?
Yeah, so there's a lot more information about our firm on the website at the bottom of the screen. That's semijustice.com. Our phone number here in Lexington is also on the bottom of the screen. Our physical office is at 620 West Main Street, just down from Rupp Arena. We also have our office in Louisville. We're handling cases like this across the state.
Thank you so much, John, for another informative Truck Talk.
Thanks, you're welcome.